Yeah. What up? You see how type of mood I'm in. What up, man?
What's up, brother? What's going on with you, man?
How you doing? It's good to have you. Welcome
I'm
back.
good, Sam. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it, man.
You've been on more than anybody else, man. So it's something that says something. Episode 101, Billy Danze, M.O.P, the legendary Brownsville. Woo! I'm pumped.
Woo.
So what up, y'all? I'm always here. I'm just it's that M.O.P energy, man. I'll be ready, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
I
um,
know, yeah, you always turned up, bro. Every time I see you, I catch you live or anything you post, you be
yeah,
you be
that's
you be
why
you be letting them have it, bro.
that's why I'm my only child. Yo, big up to our official sponsor, Diggable Tees, always keeping us laced, man. So salute to them. Follow them on IG. So yeah, man, I'm pumped up about this one. Thank you for joining us again. And everybody, real quick, if you have questions, please use the questions feature below. We'll try to get to them. If I do, I do. And but that's the best way to use them, and we can pull them up, and everybody can see them. So yeah, man, let's jump right into it. I'm pumped. I thank you for agreeing on this kind of short notice, I guess, to me. The one thing I wanted to get into is, yo, you've been on a tear lately. Like just this, I've been seeing posts and music. You've been hitting me and like just
Yeah.
coming at. So like this, I want to jump right into that. Like, what's going on? I mean, you got the recent project out, so just tell us really what you've been up to.
I mean, just I hate to say just working, right? Everybody goes, yo, we working, but I don't really see no results from the mother cats. So I'm really just I'm in this good space, right? In this good creative space. So I'm getting everything out because as writers, like we get in these slumps. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm riding high. So I'm gonna continue to just keep going. And I got so many joints, bro. Like even before I still got joints that I had before I even put out the 6-pack. You know what I'm saying? So still got those. The latest joint I just dropped it haven't even been a week yet, probably about 5-6 days or whatever. It's called Top Five.
Yep.
Initially the thought was I was tired of hearing everybody say top five, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one is in the top five and that one is in the top five. Like, how could there be a top five?
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So my top five is different. You know what I'm saying? So I gave you 5 records. Um, and you can decide which order they go in, but those are the top five. And it's real tricky. I'm gonna say it right now. And I haven't said it, and I was not gonna say it, but because you, my guy, I'm gonna say it right here with you. The top five. What's different about it is it's not when you think about top five, you think of your top five MCs, top five producers, top five whatever, right?
Right.
For me, this is the top 5 songs that I wish I made, right? So I went in and I redid the
Right.
Clips joint made produced by Pharrell. I went in and did the 50 joint
Right.
produced by Dre, and just put my spin on it because when I heard these records, I'm talking about when they first came out. When I heard these records, my first thought was, "Oh, that's crazy." My next thought was, "Damn, why didn't I think of that?"
Yeah, because I noticed when I heard these, because I didn't know what to expect when you sent it. So I was like, oh, some of them I was unfamiliar with. And I was like, yo, I heard this joke. I was like, but this sounds way better. Like the one, what's the isn't there like a Dipset one or something?
Yeah, yeah. I call
Yeah,
it no cap.
yeah. I love that beat. I didn't like what the original shit, but I love the beat. I didn't keep going. And I was like, yo, damn, he ate that shit. So I was curious to see where you were going with that then.
Shout out to Jess Blaze for that track. He produced that joint. I want to say early 2000s it was. Um, and you can't like really for me, like I'm really passionate about this music. So when I say this is the top 5 songs that I wish I made, dude, I had dreams about these fucking records when they came out. These shits were so dope. Like you said, that I really mean it joint, which I call it no cap. Like the horns in that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like Jesus Christ. And I'm not a big freestyle dude. So I took it one step further. I'm not gonna freestyle for you. I take it one step further. I remade the whole record. And this wasn't a record that was just kind of done. Everybody got these little home studios. No, I booked studio, paid thousands of dollars to get this whole thing done, mixed and mastered everything because I wanted to give it my spin and I wanted people to actually feel exactly how I felt when I heard the record.
That's
You
dope,
know?
man. I had no idea all of that went into it. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I was like, wonder what was behind him, flipping these tracks. And
yeah.
it was, and I heard, like, at first I was like, oh, this sounds familiar. And then I'm like, oh shit, like he's killing this shit. So, salute, man. Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
like
bro.
what you did with, especially that one, because it's funny because I didn't like the original song. So it's like, oh, thank you very much. It
All
was a
right.
gift for me. You know what I mean? Like, so, so no,
The rebirth of something. That's what basically I did. Like I just, you know what I mean, rebirth those records. But like I said, bro, when I heard those records, all of them, and nobody could front on them records. Maybe you didn't like that record, but the world went nuts over it.
well,
You
no,
know?
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
me. I'm
Yeah.
no. I acknowledge. I mean, I didn't like I liked the sound, but I didn't. For me. But no, I can't. As soon as I heard it, I mean, I knew it wasn't like I didn't know. I mean, I was like, oh
Right.
shit, that joint. I was like, we about to kill this shit, and you did. So you know
Thank
what I
you,
mean?
brother.
Like, no, I appreciate it, man. Yo, so what's the vibe like? Because you're saying you kind of feeling it right now, and I can see that it kind of, it's weird. It comes through to like I don't know. It feels like it just kind of comes through lately in your post. Like, yo, I'm that dude right now. That's what I'm feeling. Like that's what I'm feeling in like in a nice way. This is one of the nicest dudes in hip hop, by the way, everybody. Like I love this dude. He's like
Thank you, brother.
he's a he's a he's a teddy bear, and I'm realizing this, but it's like, yo, like, so yeah, I definitely wanted to say you're one of the nicest dudes I've ever met in this game, and I really appreciate you for that.
Thank you,
Um,
brother.
but yeah, so but I'm feeling you, flexing a little right now.
You know what? I don't know. I feel like I just need to say it, right? Like because I'm not a cocky dude, but every now and again, well, not every now and again, but right now, I feel like I need to say it, right? Like fuck your top five, fuck your goat. Like you're not just going, you know what I'm saying? And I think I'm really bothered by people going, um, M.O.P is so underrated. Billy Danze is so underrated. Fame is so underrated, right? Do
Yeah,
these people realize that I traveled the world 5 times and I not only carried Brooklyn strong, but I carried it strong around the world, heavier than any other artist have. So, and this is me not being cocky. This is the God honest truth. There's no other artist from Brooklyn, and this is no disrespect. I got brothers that's out there that's making music. There's never no disrespect to them, but no one has carried Brooklyn around its globe like M.O.P has when it comes to this music on that stage. So, the saying that we're underrated is ridiculous. The truth is we're above the radar and you niggas just can't see it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna say what I gotta say right now. You know what I mean?
I
And,
feel you.
yeah, that's how it is. That's why you get the posts and you know what I'm saying? And I can back it up. You know what I mean? I
Right.
got 30 years of um strong music, a real legacy, real work that was put in. Not, I wasn't grandfathered in by somebody else. I didn't do a lot of features. Not that I didn't want to, but I didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? It was just me and Fizzy Woe, and we carried this thing around the world. And people that say underrated, even though I know they say it from a respectable point of view, but let's just stop that right now. M.O.P is above the radar. That's what we are.
I think a lot of times, man, when people use the word underrated, I think they really mean underappreciated, and
Yeah,
because there's a difference, and I think people I think that's what a lot of times people mean, because definitely not underrated. But I think underappreciated maybe, and I think you can say that for a lot of people. So I think that, to me there's a difference, but
right. And
so
then
maybe
and then when we think like underrated to who,
right,
right?
compared to what
Right, right. Underrated to no, it's not even compared because there's really. Do I sound cocky, bro?
you
Excuse me
sound.
for a minute. Let me go
Listen,
ahead and sell. Let me go ahead and do my goddamn thing.
listen, do you, man? We know what it is though. It's hip
Yeah,
hop shit, man.
yeah. But it's
I mean,
like underrated to who? Like who else? Like really came from the the background that I came from, and really like, dude, we traveled the world 5 times. Like niggas don't do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And hit stages. Like I played in front of 8 people, 80 people, 800, 8,000, and 80,000 people. There's not a lot of people that can say that. And those 80,000 people came to see me because of what I did, right? The genuineness in of what M.O.P did, not the same sound. No disrespect to the younger artists out here, but they all kind of got the same sound. Right. So when it's 80 people at the show for them, they really don't even know who they coming to see. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's gonna sound like sonically, it's like we don't really know. You know what I'm saying? So, but big shout out to everybody that's out there grinding and making moves. But M.O.P is above the radar and out of your reach. So, and all disrespect intended.
So we had the legendary Billy Danze, episode 100. We want to carry the culture show. Salute everybody joining in. And so and from a fan's perspective first. This is like, I'm just using my little forum to just talk to people that I grew up listening to. And so it's been fun for me. So from a fan perspective, I'm going to speculate here. Maybe people in the audience can share. I'm just thinking, like, I like this wonder why shit, because the perception is M.O.P is underrated. It's out there, right? So then, so I'm thinking maybe, could it be because there was a heavy focus? Because I wanted to talk about this. Like a lot of times, I don't hear people talk about M.O.P and bars in the same category when they should. I think people know M.O.P, rah rah, like, the hardcore, and I think your persona, both of you guys' persona was so big, man. Like, you guys could have, I feel like in some cases you guys could have went up there and said, like, eat dookie poo, pookie dookie, ookie too. But because you came with the bars, but you also came with like a real sense of who you guys were at the time and everything. And everybody felt that shit. So I'm just saying, I don't know, like maybe, but every time M.O.P came up, it was always like, yo, that shit's so hard, it's so hard, it's so hard. But I think wrongly, we didn't talk about the lyrics enough. And I'm appreciating you years later, you guys, I'm like, yo, these niggas spitting some crazy shit, like flipping all kinds of shit. But I was so angry at 17 that I was like, get that fool. And that's what I was thinking about. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like,
it was perfect for you. I think people they were so drawn into the feeling of the records. You know what I mean? So they didn't really pay attention to the bars. I can't really call myself like an amazing rapper. Like when I put posts up there, I can just kind of be fucking around. But fame, so I can, because I'm outside, right? I'm inside, but I'm right there. I'm watching him work. I'm listening to him lyrically. I can listen to him. I can't say it about myself, but him, that dude is amazing. Like, I was just listening to some older M.O.P joints the other day. I'm going, it's like, yo, this dude is a rapper's rapper. Like, lyrically, he's a beast. It's funny though, like, anything else he do outside of music and walking, he's off beat. But when it comes to music and walking, he's like the most on beat fucking person I've ever met in my life. Anything else, clumsy as fuck. But when it comes to this music, like, he's dead on. So yeah, I've when I first started my career, so I always wore my hat down like this. Nobody really knew my face for the first album, right? So we would be places and say I wouldn't have a hat on. I'm standing literally right next to Fame, and they'll be like, "Where's Bill?" Right? Or I can walk up on somebody having a conversation because I don't got this hat on, and they're going, "Yeah, the whole M.O.P conversation. M.O.P is dope." You hear somebody go, "Yeah, man," just yelling all the time. So they wasn't paying attention to the lyrics. But we got classic records, as you know, and people, like, there's a reason why you're in the business so long. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't hold up to the cat, especially from our era, if you can't hold up to them cats, you out of here, bro.
Quick. People on the curb right now, man.
Yeah, it is. I'm just so like our other conversations before that we've had in the past. Like, I'm just really happy that this thing of ours is still moving, right? Regardless to what it sound like, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, because those young kids, like, they deserve a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is helping a lot of people. Even though a lot of people you know, there's people still getting in trouble or whatever, but there's still, you know, people have a sense of hope when it comes to this hip hop music. Like, you know, if I could make some records and become big, it's a little easier than when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like the dudes that was playing on the radio or the rappers that we listened to, we felt like they were so far away, we didn't even realize, like I didn't realize Kane lived right across town.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he would literally come through my neighborhood, stop down the block, hang out with Scoob. But it was like the biggest thing on earth that happened. Like not realizing that you could potentially do the same thing. We didn't have that as much as they have it now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for it. I'm glad that this thing of ours is still moving. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's definitely, man. It's good that it's still around, and you know, I mean, it's important, and it's important. So it's important that younger people are doing it, but it's also important that someone said, "Oh, look at this, ding ding." Like inspiring to see Bill still doing it. So in older cats, like when I see people like you, G Rap, Fame, you know what I'm saying, coming out with like and working with newer people, Body Bag, big up to our man Body Bag. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like working with other cats and really still having a hunger and thirst for this shit. That's the inspiring part, man. Because
Yeah.
that's what's good, man. And so, you know, like that's an important thing for you guys to keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, bro, realistically, right? Like the funds is not motivating me. Like I've made, I'm still making paper, but I've made enough money throughout this business. Obviously, took care of everything that needed to be handled in the house and for the kids and everybody, right? But I need to, like, when I put up a post and Fat Joe comments, that moves me, right? That makes me go. When I put up a post and Sheik Luch comment, or Buster's on my phone texting, going, "Yo, what's that?" Or you know what I'm saying? Jada dropped something. Dudes from our era that really put in, like the new G Rap and Kane, Big Daddy Kane record is so ridiculous, bro. I swear to you, there was a tear dropped out of my eyes. I was listening to it because these is my big bros and they sounding sharp, bro. And I'm on the phone. I'm hitting Kane right away. I'm like, yo, bro, this thing is nuts. So that's what's actually moving me. The fact that my peers are not just doing it, but they doing it to death. Like they amazing. Like the joint I did with Meth, the Gotham joint, then the remix to that, the Gotham City, that, you know, produced by Alonzo Fibonacci, was crazy. So when I hear from Meth and he like, yo, the beat is this and da da da, yo, or I hear Meth verse, it's like, dude, that's my energy right now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my energy. And the fans, of course.
His elders too, like look, like
Yeah,
still doing
yeah, yeah. And doing it big too, not just regular. Like
right.
doing it big, like a rapper circle around whoever's on the charts, right?
Right. Yeah, they're not sleeping at the wheel, like coasting through the shit. They're really, you know what I'm saying, getting in it. Like G Rap is, I tell people all the time, man, like G Rap is still that dude, you
Ridiculous.
know, like, you know what I mean?
Ridiculous.
So you said it wasn't the bread that's like motivating you though, so from this shit, I guess, because it's different now, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the whole the whole thing. I mean, so I'm gonna ask you. You probably ask this all the time. We're gonna see an M.O.P project in the future. Anything going on? You guys have really carved some distinct solo careers for the past like 10 years. I mean, really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, definitely. We probably got like two M.O.P albums, two brand new M.O.P albums.
I'm
But
on.
do the public deserve it? And
Ah,
that's a straight question.
I'm hearing that a lot. A
You know what I'm
lot.
saying?
A
That's a
lot.
straight question.
Are
I'm
they
not
that question? A lot of people are asking that question.
right, but I'm not. So what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna put in all this work and be considered underrated, or what was the word we decided to call it?
Underappreciated.
Underappreciated,
I don't know.
right? So when the public actually deserve the M.O.P album, then that's when we'll give it to them, and
Gotcha.
it'll come directly from us to them. No
Makes
more
sense.
middleman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw some video. I don't know if it was true. I mean, you can't believe everything you see, but they were breaking down like the streaming, what you get per streaming service, and it was said like you had to have maybe a 300 plays, 700 or something, 300 plays on Spotify in order to get a penny or some shit like that. I don't know. I forgot what it was,
It's
but
like I don't know what streaming service it is, but from what I understand, it's like you need 1 million streams to get $4,500, right? So for an average kid that don't understand the business, don't know how to get itself in position, and just going, I made it big because I got my record on Spotify. And I'm not trying to shoot anybody's dreams down or anything like that, but
this is game though.
Understand what's happening here. For somebody that's not really working to get themselves into position, it's going to take you 1 million streams to make $4,500. For an artist that's not moving, that's not really moving, it may take you 4 years to get 1 million streams, right? So that's $1,125 a year, right? Now check this out, Spotify, and I'm not going to jump on the man because hustle is hustle.
Right.
This man does not have, the owner of Spotify does not have any musical talent at all.
Or he's not connected, so he's not even. There's nothing yet. He's a business person. I mean,
Yeah, but listen, no musical talent at all. And from the music that the young kids are busting their ass to put up on Spotify, that man, just Spotify alone, from his personal, I think he got about $4 billion. And you get $4,500 for 1 million spins.
That's a crazy ratio, huh?
That's ridiculous, bro.
Math doesn't work.
No, it don't. It don't.
But it makes sense when I've heard you and other artists sit here and say, "Yeah, we got something cooking. We got mad joints cooking." But like, yo, what's good? What's good with you guys? You know what I'm saying? Showing, and I get it. I get it.
You want me to give it my all? Like, how about you? You want me to really be into it? How about you be into it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, because it's sometimes we'll make it look easy, but it's really not easy. Like, I gotta get my ass up, gas up the car. I gotta drive an hour because I'm living in the mountains now. So I gotta drive an hour and a half to the studio. I gotta pay for the studio. I gotta make sure I have something, all of that shit. Like, I gotta do a lot to get this thing done. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You asking for the M.O.P record, what you gonna do?
And responsibility. Straight up. There's a relationship though. So seriously, we have a relationship. Like if you come to town, we expect you to show up, put on a good show, right? You know what I'm saying? You expect so there is a relationship there, man, and sometimes it gets a little fucked up. I mean, like
that's right. They said that the relationship, like the respect and the love is a two-way street, right? Like why I gotta be in the studio loving, like putting that passion into what I do, and you're not doing the same,
right?
You know what I mean?
No.
So I'll hold on to that M.O.P album till it makes sense. I'll take that motherfucker down 6 feet with me. Fuck it.
But no, fiscally it makes sense though, man. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get it. And I get it from your perspective. So from fans' perspective, we're like, yo, let's break into Billy house and get that. But not.
Well, you don't listen. You don't come because you my guy. Anybody else, I'm gonna turn them to chop meat. Don't come up in this motherfucker.
I understand. I understand. Call first. Yo, so one thing we never really talked about in any prior conversations, but we started talking about it here, was like actual like bars and stuff. So like, all right, who are like your heroes lyrically growing up as far as this rap stuff goes? Because we never really delved into that.
Yeah. I mean, really, like it's the unsinkables, right? It's Rakim, G-Rap, Scarface, Kane, KRS-One, the unsinkables. Like who could? I mean, like I don't know. I guess you know what? Maybe the kids, the kids of today, they're gonna have their top 5. They're gonna find their Rakim. They're gonna find their G-Rap, their Kane. But for me, and I'm so grateful. And my whole era, like we should all be grateful for this. Like we literally listened to, or we came up under dudes that was really magical on that mic. You know what I'm saying? So that goes to say, like, some of the kids that you may hear 2 years from now, like even we could say the ones now aren't so good, but the ones 2 or 3 years from now, 10 years from now, are gonna be worse than that. So I'm grateful that I came up under Kane and BDP and G Rap, all of these cats, Scarface. So because I had to match that as much as I could, even though in my opinion, I'd never be able to touch them. But I did my best, and I got their approval. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's it, bro. Ain't nobody dealing with. I mean, still Rakim. Rakim is so. Well, he's like a magician, bro. He is the dopest on the planet. Nobody. We haven't had an artist, and this is no disrespect to the cats that came before. But we haven't had an artist this dope before or after Rakim. He's the best in the world. The best. I'll argue with anybody. He's the best in the world. Scarface, I mean, he opened up the South so crazy. Like there was a time where I might be responsible for all the South music being played up north up here and shit, because I wouldn't play nothing but Scarface. Like, because to me, like, he wasn't rapping. He was doing what I feel like I'm doing now. Like, I'm not rapping, I'm explaining. Like Face, that's how that's how he captured me with his lyrics. So shout out to all my big bros, man.
You ever did a joint with him?
Yep.
Really?
Never put it out though.
I was
posted. Yo, bro, I found the CD. Let me see.
What?
I found the CD, right? Because
was it M.O.P. or just you?
No, it was M.O.P. It was Scarface. Yo, let me tell you how I feel about Scarface.
M.O.P. is yo. No,
Big bro called me. He called me on my birthday. He said, "Billy, I need you." That's all he said. Dude, I really forgot of my birthday. Y'all call the studio. Hurry up. We can't, this is something important here. Important. I hopped my ass up, went right to the studio, sat there and did what I needed to do. Yeah, I can't find the CD though. I had this. I saw the CD a couple of days ago, but I posted it maybe about a year or two ago. It was a while back. I posted. Shit. I was yo, dude. I'm so proud of that shit. I'm so proud of it, yo. Like I got a picture with Rakim, right? It's sitting in my bedroom. And when my kids were young and they would come by and try to touch it, yo, don't touch it. I'll fuck you up. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. I'll box your little ass up and then you break that picture. You know what I mean? So I love them dudes, man, because they gave me what I have to offer, lyrically, style wise, and being original. So I love them all.
Yeah,
those are my guys.
You mentioned Scarface, yo. Like, listen, he's one of the best to do it. Like east, north, west, whatever, south.
That's right.
It don't matter, yo. Like, nah, he's a killer. But it's funny, you name the cats you name, they're all like game changers, you know what I mean? And that's what like the era was bringing. So you said, all right, I'll just toss a name out there since you said you made a strong statement. Nobody before or after Rakim. Black Thought.
Black Thought's very dope. You want me to say more?
So he's not touching Rakim.
Look, anything you're about to ask me, bro, I've already answered. No one before or after. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, this dude, that's amazing. Like Black Thought is amazing. I think Royce the 5'9" is amazing. I think that whole Slaughterhouse crew is ridiculous. I think Eminem is dope. I think 50 had joints. Jay is dope. There's a lot of dope people. Busta's amazing. But look, I'm amazing, bro. I think I'm dope. But it's still Rakim, bro.
All right. Got
That's
him.
That's right.
Yo, so I wanted to talk about this. Somebody asked me to ask you this, and I think it's a good question considering you guys have traveled so much. Like, what's your favorite spot to kind of like get down at outside of the U.S.? Like what are some of the memorable spots for you guys?
Yeah, you know what? That's a hard question to answer, bro, because when you traveling the world doing this, um, it's kind of almost on autopilot, right?
Mm,
Like everybody loves you where you go.
yeah.
Um, but I can say that first time I played Czech Republic, right? But then I can say the first time I played in Berlin somewhere and it was like a bomb shelter, right? And then I could say when I went to Italy and they spoke to me like I was the Don. They called me Danzini, Danzini, like yeah, like you know what I'm saying. But then I could say it's the first time I was in Switzerland. Um, so it's a lot in Paris, like you know what I'm saying. Like you can't. There's no answer
So
because
explain
all
what
of
it
these places was amazing.
was like with the with like the language barrier in the Eastern European countries in terms of like just how you guys are like vibing because that's interesting because obviously they're not understanding like every single lyric you guys are saying, word that you're saying.
It's weird though because in the earlier day when I first went overseas with Gangstar, shout out to DJ Premier, rest in peace to Guru. Um, we were in Berlin. I was staying right across the street from a part of the wall, and they had just tore down the Berlin Wall, and that was really memorable. But when I get to do when we got on stage to do the show, I'm on one side of the stage. I'm looking at somebody, and I go to the other side of the stage, and this ain't no racial bullshit, right? But it looked like the same person on the other side of the stage. Like remember, I'm fresh out of Brooklyn. I haven't seen much more than the homies in the projects, you know what I'm saying? So it was weird, but I'm noticing that they're literally singing the lyrics word for word. But when you have a conversation with them, we couldn't even understand each other really, right? But that's how deep they were into the music. Like they didn't care about anything else. It didn't matter who you were, long as you put on a great show and they liked your music. You know what I mean? So, and I think it's still that way. Um, Anytime I go overseas, it's always the same. Whether I'm in London or um, in Sweden or wherever. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of passion for the art. And I tell you what, too, like they really. It's like here in the States, like we can have a conversation with a young black kid about uh, Malcolm X, and they'll have the most ridiculous answer, right? They'll have the most ridiculous answer about Martin Luther King. All they can come up with is they'll say something like they helped free the slaves, which is totally not true, right? So basically, they don't know they don't know the history of anything. But there, like they're so into the music, like they know the history of the music. They know the history of M.O.P. They know the history of King, G-Rap, and they know the history of the people that came before them.
Wow, wow,
But
no,
it's not just music. It's
right.
history, right? I can remember standing in a place called Chemnitz, Germany. I've never even heard of it, and I had already been traveling to Germany for 10, 15 years. Um, but when I got there, in the center of the city, there's this large, it's like a head, right? Like a statue of a head in the center. And as I'm standing there amazed at how it looks, there's this 14-year-old kid walks up on me and tells me the whole history of the head in the middle of the city. It was Karl Marx, right? Way back in the Hitler days. So this kid wasn't even here. His grandmother might have been a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's how deep they are into shit, into
Yeah,
history and shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
So yeah. So shout out to all my people overseas. We'll be back over there real soon. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's dope. I mean,
Yeah.
there's mad love. A lot of artists say that they get mad love, and particularly in Europe, Eastern Europe too, and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, Germany. Someone saying, I mean,
Yep. Yep.
a man says he's like, yo, we could try to do a little tour here, and a few people come out. He goes, I set something up in Switzerland or Sweden, and fucking, I could feed my family for a month. You know what I mean? So,
That's
you
right.
know, love. And he said, Elder Sensei, big up to him, man. Elder Sensei. He was like, yo, he said they'll show out with like all your shit, like it's for
Yeah.
sign and everything. Like they bring everything to sign. Like,
Hey yo, bro, I had some dude walked up on me. He shows me a picture when I was young as fuck, right? It's me and him in the picture. I forget what country it was. But now, like he was old as fuck now. And he had his wife and 2 kids. He brought them all to the show. And
Oh shit!
he was like, Billy, this is me and you. You
This was
remember? I'm looking at the picture. Huh?
this was somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, I think it was in Europe. Yeah, I think it was in Europe. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it was in Europe somewhere. Yeah, it wasn't in America. It may have been. Yeah, more likely it was Europe. But I was so happy about the picture, man. I was like, damn, yo, a young, slim Billy Danze with all that hair on his head.
Now he had, yeah, yo.
And I had a bottle of liquor, which I haven't drank in years now, but I had a bottle of liquor. I was so happy to see him. Like, even though obviously I didn't remember, but once he showed me the picture, he started telling me, remember we was up? I'm like, dude, I had Hennessy in me. I don't remember. But just the fact that I see the picture, you have your wife and your 2 kids with you, that's nuts. That's love, bro. That's love, man.
That's
That's
love.
love.
That is
Word.
absolutely love, man. And salute to you. You know, so I did want to talk about your kind of maturity as a person. We've talked about that a couple of times in prior builds, man. And just like, you know, your trajectory wasn't really headed that way in the beginning. So
Right.
the fact that you've grown up a lot and stuff like that. So you started you were making, you've shown a lot of different sides of you, really introspective and stuff like that. So my question, DMC, Run DMC has said recently, he thinks artists, should be more, have a responsibility to be more. I don't want to, I'm paraphrasing, all right? So everybody don't type me up. But he said he thinks artists should be more, make more conscious music. Like rappers should make more conscious music in general. Like, what's your thoughts on that? As somebody who like has made what you made, but you make other stuff. Like you're a deep brother. You do what you do. You know what I'm saying? But like in terms of that declaration.
Well, I think um, some artists forget, like being so stuck into the entertainment side of it, some artists forget about the reality, right? Like you're a human being. So, when some artists see me make, when I made a record called 6 o'clock Briefing, where I just had a conversation. This would be my conversation to Obama. It was like, I called it the 6 o'clock Briefing. And people were going, wow, I never heard you actually speak about something other than this or that. But the truth is, I'm a human being, right?
Right.
So I do now at this point of my career, like I don't have to really talk to you about what happened in Brownsville 20, 30 years ago. I already told you all of that. So now I'm a grown man, I'm a father, and I see a lot of young kids lost like I was. So I thank God for finding another business, this music business, to get me to pull me away from the streets. And then later on down the pipe, I started realizing that the things that I did as a young kid is really unacceptable. And I mean, that time in that era, like a lot of people got hurt. You know what I'm saying? When you grow up, you realize that this life is really important.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like life is important. As kids, we didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like think about it. Like as much as I hate to say it, the truth is like most kids in our community, like we kind of laugh at certain things. Like we're comfortable in danger. You know what I'm saying? Like you should not be comfortable in that shit.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's not right for me as a 13-year-old kid to be proud of buying my first firearm. 13. I should have just been playing basketball, right? I should have been in the boxing gym, whatever it is I was doing. Like I'm more happy about this fucking gun. Like you know what I'm saying? And then they don't have the train of thought you don't have the train of thought when you're that young. You don't understand what pulling that trigger actually does. Like it's a very small little piece of lead that comes out of that gun, but you destroy somebody's life and alter your family's future and their family's future. You know what I mean? So in hip hop, I think DMC is absolutely right. I think more conscious, just conscious music right now. When I say conscious, It don't have to be, you know, uh, uh, you know, children's rap. It don't have. I mean, you can do whatever you got to do, but you be serious about it.
Right.
Like if you relaying a message, like relay the message.
Yeah, it can be real stuff, but not
Yeah,
necessarily. It's
yeah.
not. And
It
brothers,
ain't got to be a nursery rhyme.
right? It doesn't have to be like some. It doesn't have to be like just all super black empowerment, shit, conscious stuff. There's stuff to make you think. Like it
Right
doesn't.
there you go. There you
So
go. There you go.
yeah.
There you go.
Nah, so I feel you. It makes sense, man. I mean, it's yeah. I just wanted to say, and I think about it all the time, man. When I talk to you, because each time I talk to you, I'm like, 'cause remember I told you the first time I was scared. I was scared to talk to you. I thought how bullets were gonna come through the Zoom or something. Like if I said a question. I mean, I'm being stupid, but like I was. I said this before. It was just like the persona of like Billy Danze, man. Like so, but real talk, man. Like what you and Fame have gone through. And stuff like that, and the real shit that like not people some people rapped about stuff, but like you guys were living this stuff, and it's like to come out on the other side, man, with all your marbles, family, life ahead of you, like
Yep.
wanting to help people. Yo, hats fucking off, man. Salute. Like there's no that's the fourth quarter. That's the comeback right there. That's the shit, man. And because you were in hell, like and you like. You know, so I just appreciate you so much every time I talk to you because I'm like, yo, this brother's like is from like the realest of real shit, ultra grimy, and you know, and made it out, man, and like with flying fucking colors. So I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, brother. It was yeah, I mean it was hell, right? But
In terms of
dude,
the
one of the
violence,
homies.
in terms of the
Yeah,
violence,
yeah, of course. Of course. But one of the homies said to me, the other day how well not even the other day, some time ago, how one of the other homies said to him how people don't get tired of you can't expect people to be tired of something if they haven't been through it. Right? So the life that we had to live, yeah, it was all fun and games. It was super dangerous. We couldn't even realize it because it was all fun and games. And these kids don't realize what they putting themselves into when they're beefing over internets and all of this. Like these kids are really getting killed, bro. Like they're getting killed, and it's posted all over the internet. So it's like the shooter he probably don't really even want to shoot. He just knows that it's going to sort of make him famous. You know what I'm saying? Like it's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. We've all done stupid things, but we didn't have the heroes. Like even though like I just spoke about Rakim, like he's God, right?
right.
He's my hero, man. But he was down at Fort Greene with the live niggas too. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't. He was just so far out of my reach. Like nowadays, your heroes, whether they be rappers, basketball players, anything else, they're not out of your reach. Like I'm telling you now, like the same way people hit me and go, yo, bro, I got a problem, or the same way you see your Gilly post things where people go, yo, bro, yo, OG, I need to talk to you about something. You could hit LeBron James. You can hit this one. You can hit that one. You can hit everybody. I don't give a fuck. If you got an issue, you hit them because they owe you that. Like they owe you that. They owe you at least some conversation or at least some kind of advice to help you get to another space. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the problem with our people. Like we don't help each other, bro. We don't help each other, even in a negative, right? Like all the people in Brownsville, right, that's hustling, and I don't want to try to glorify this, right? But all the people in Brownsville that's hustling, if there was one package for everybody to make money, there wouldn't be as many murders as it was. Because we're all eating, right? Off the same shit. Everything's equal. So if we just fucking come together, bro, I'm going to tell you, outside of yourself, like you, I can call you and 9 other millionaires. I got their names. You know what I'm saying? I got their numbers in my phone. You know what I'm saying? So, but I can't get them to work together because if we do this together, whatever you got right now, and I have whatever I have right now, once we start growing, you're going to have more money than me. I don't like that.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying?
Motherfuckers, man. And we'll start out okay, but as long as we're equal, as long as I'm not shining or getting a little more juice than you. Like, it's all right. It's fucked up, man.
Ridiculous.
It's some hating shit. We hating.
Yo,
That's
bro, look, we I hate to say it, but it's just like any nationality, right? Like people fail at shit. When you try shit, you fail.
right.
We have, I mean, we are undisputed at hating.
Ding,
Never
ding, ding,
lost.
ding. Circle gets
You know what I'm saying? So hopefully our people get it together, bro, at some point.
yeah. No, it's a lot. It's a lot of and so a lot of webs to it, a lot of layers and everything. So
That's
no,
right.
but the fact that we're speaking on it and stuff like that, regardless, is still important. We got a couple more minutes before we get on out of here. We got another show coming up after with our people's Save the Hip Hop Culture called the After Party because it comes after this. But one question I have is for you, man. Like you're older, you're okay as far as like things go, but like we talked about it a little bit. But what's the driving force for you to still like say I'm to put out quality music? I mean, you said it's not the bread, right? We talked about the peers, but is it like, now I guess we're going to look in 10 years and say 15, 20 years, like, is there some type of legacy? What's your legacy we want to establish, I guess is the question. Or is there one? Any
You know
question?
what? Yeah, you know what? I wanna go back to what you said, how
Mm,
when we first spoke, you
okay.
didn't know what to expect, right? I don't want people to just remember me for the records. Like I'm an open book and I'm trying to give people I'm inviting people in to
Mm,
really understand who I am. So this is why I'm making the records like this, right? And that's a part of what's driving me outside of my peers and outside of how I feel when I send a record to family. Like, yeah, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's very important. What he thinks is very important. So yeah, I just want people to know me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just want people to know me and make so they can make their decision, not just through the music. You know what I'm saying? Like make your decision as you assess me and go, well, Bill's cool or Bill's full of shit or whatever it is. The truth is, I'm only gonna be Bill. You're not gonna get there's no Monday Bill and there's a Thursday Bill. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always the same cat, man. So that's what I want people to understand about me and the music. I'm giving you that in the music. I'm always gonna give you that. You know what I mean?
no, that's dope, man. But I think it's important because we didn't know. Like you said, we didn't know who you were, and your hat was down, and
Right.
like, and I think you even like the first joint you were locked up, right? Very first track.
The no 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 no. Well, the first joint that we put out as M.O.P.
Yeah.
I wrote it when I was locked up.
Okay.
Um, and when I did it, I was damn near about to get locked up again. Thank God. Thank God I went to
So
the studio and
it
did it.
is, yeah. Like I mean, like if I take two pictures of you from like like 92, Heather Beach shit to like or whatever 93 to now, I mean you're a different person. It's like I've like smiles and everything. So
Yeah.
I just appreciate these conversations. I mean, I think a lot of other people do too as well because it's yeah, you're letting us know who you are, and I think that's important because otherwise, if I just put on like Warriors or something for somebody, and that's
Hey,
it. This is this guy. That's it. You
he's
know.
an animal. But that and that's another thing too, like artists and just people, period, right? Like you gotta, you don't always have to be over the top with your toughness. You don't have to. You block so many of your blessings, um, trying to portray something or trying to be something. And for some of the kids like myself, I understood that I didn't know how to be anything else, right? All I knew was I had to protect myself and respect certain rules around me, and that was it. I didn't know that I could actually laugh, and I didn't know that I could actually have fun. Or I didn't know, what I mean? Even though I did, but it was kind of confined. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It was like right here on this block. When you go off the block, you bet not smile. Anything pop off, you better get it going. But we could have probably had a conversation, man, and then we wouldn't have had beef at the pool that day. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we poke our chests out, and I mean, we do that as men anyway, right? Like the male species, like we poke our chests out to other dudes. We challenge each other when only because we don't want people to think that we're soft and all of that. But I'm gonna be honest, bro. In my neighborhood and a lot of other neighborhoods, the most dangerous dudes that I have met, you will look at him and go, he probably goes to church. He looks like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't gonna throw rice at a wedding. Sure he wouldn't, but he'll come and knock bricks out your building. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to always be so tough about it. You know what I mean? So, everybody just, let's try to get along, man. So we don't have to. I mean, I'm tired of the fucking rest in peace, the rest in peace hashtags and shit, man. It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, it's like
ridiculous.
All the time. It's and most of the I will say to say almost all of them could have been avoided. Like with some conversations, some whatever, just common sense. I mean, just a lot of different things. So
That's right.
it's unfortunate. So we got Billy Danze new project out, top 5.
Yeah.
What's your favorite joint on there?
Today, the best of both worlds.
Best
of both worlds. I love that one.
And that's out. So how can they get that?
Bandcamp.
That's
I'll
all.
put it right on Bandcamp.
And I think MJ's been big up MJ Hip Hop Connection. Been posting up the link in the joint, so you can rock that on Bandcamp. But what should we expect next from you, man? We want to see you on the road, man. You know what I'm saying? With the Billy Goats and shit. Good,
dude. I just got out of the day top 5 dropped. I went in the studio to get back started on the next release. I already got like 9 records done for that. I was in the studio today. I'll be back in the studio Friday. I'll be back in the studio next week, and the week after that, I'll start mixing that and shooting videos.
Cranking.
Yeah, I can't stop, bro. If I stop now, then it's like fuck. Like it's like you sit down. You sit down, it's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ride that wave until you know what I mean, because it might at some point like you said, you might get stuck somewhere, but fucking ride that shit.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. That's what I'm doing, bro. That's what I'm doing. So more music to come, but right now, top 5. The Purge video is out. The Buick music video is out. Actually, Saturday, I'm shooting the M.O.P for Life joint, and then next week I'm shooting the joint you said you like. I call it No Cap.
No cap.
Yeah. So I'll have all those joints out in the next maybe month.
Dude, you cranking out videos too. I mean, your page be like, I mean, it's great to see, man. I mean, that gives. It's like as we're getting older, like it's like fuck it though. We don't need to slow down, man. We just go hard. It doesn't matter. So I get inspired, man. So other people get as well. So thank you. Yo, we gotta get out of here. Thank you again. Just fly fast. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, brother. You know how we do, man. Anytime, just holler at your boy, man. I'm always here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Big up, man. Salute to everybody joining in. We're going to get this up. All of our builds are on the Carrying the Culture YouTube channel. So we've had 2 other conversations with Billy and a bunch of other people as well. We're going live with our people Save the Hip Hop Culture in a minute. But salute, Billy Danze, M.O.P, Brownsville,
Stay
now
up.
up in with the goats. We appreciate you. We'll get this. Salute, man. Thank you. All right, brother.
Peace.